I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dragons of War. We are rejoining part of the party as they continue their trek through the mega dungeon that they have been exploring for the last several sessions now. They are making their way slowly towards the Beholder's lair, where they hope to find notes and hopefully an antidote to the spores that are infecting the village, while also working against the clock as the horde of orcs and goblins and trolls, oh my, make their way towards the village as well. So we will pull up the map and get going. Which, by the way, you guys can always pull up the map by clicking on
Double clicking the token.
Yep.
Which token?
On the combat tracker, or I think even off of your character sheet.
Character sheet worked.
Yep.
And the map de-revealed for me again.
Only this time. Oh wait, I'm grappled.
Everything's in black and white for me too.
Oh,
At least where we currently are.
But this time I actually have light.
Well, dark vision is sort of associated with a lack of color.
Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah.
makes sense, but we have torches nearby.
So let me first
The,
of all get you ungrappled.
The moon-touched rapier gives off light.
Yep.
maybe now you can show me that really cool wall painting.
Oh, yeah. It's just we're gonna spend the entire next 2 hours just going back and examining it.
Gorakul isn't. Are you talking about the one Gorakul put in?
I think so.
Well, in any case, Gorakul is going to try and prevent you from doing that because
I was saying that out of character as a joke.
Ah,
Unless Ryan did really say that in character, in which case.
In which case, let's go. No, I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard you talk about it yet.
Oh, you definitely heard me talk about it. And you probably also heard Karakul explaining, no, that was mine. I did that.
Yeah.
All right, can everybody
And you were
see
also there
where?
for that.
Can everybody see where they're at now with Bitey being lit up?
Yep.
yep.
I can see everything.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just stay zoomed in.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so we collected all the gold here, right? Or have we not done that to the party sheet yet?
No, I thought you guys did that.
There is 2,300 gold on the party sheet still.
Yes, but that's after D'Angelo had taken the 7,500
Yeah.
that was there before. So yeah.
And then after I took the 1,000 from D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we clear all this stuff up. And I guess Pesci comes back over here because there's no reason to be over there anymore. So, where's this newfangled lab that I keep on hearing you say so much about, Garakul?
Simple. It's a lab that was created by the Beholder, performing his wicked experiments. And in that lab, there was the creation of a certain how you say spore that has currently infected all the residents. And we're trying to get there so we can find the cure.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that really the Beholder's magic extended all the way over here.
Well, we certainly didn't find it over in that area.
So, DM,
Yes.
do I hear any noises or anything coming from any of these caves that are kind of connected here?
Yeah, so if you are listening, what you hear is the pounding of the waterfall into the water and not much else because it's overwhelming and deafening as it echoes off of the caves.
Yeah, that makes sense. We haven't explored any of these tunnels, have we?
No, not really.
Alright, I mean, what's down here? I'm
We go down
gonna
here?
end up poking my head around and getting us into combat.
As you enter into that side chamber there, you see that there is basically a nest of giant rats. Nothing that is going to pose a huge threat to you guys, and you can easily deal with them they feed off of the tadpoles from the frogs and have built a little nest in the dry area over here.
All right. Well, I mean, just some rats, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I guess the question is, Gorkul, where do
Is
you
there-
think they are his, like, the next place we should go to look? Because if we're looking for this cure, we really probably should rush, like, go in, find it, and get back to the town.
That's what we've been trying to do, but of course, there has been the sort of incidents of being attacked by undead spiders and all that. Yeah.
Very much aware.
Borakul sort of like points his finger up into the air to feel the air, and he then walks over to here. Let's try this cavern.
All right, I guess
This one
process
over here?
elimination it is.
All right. Might I make a suggestion?
Yes?
Why don't I quietly go a little bit ahead, just to kind of keep an ear out on things?
It's a scout?
Yes.
I suppose so. That makes sense.
Something Pesci never makes half the time to you.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and roll stealth? And
Sure.
I'm going to choose to not move not move a muscle.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty good. As you move down into the cavern there, you can see you have dark vision, right?
Correct. I'm also not carrying light sources.
Yeah, you can see up ahead that the tunnel slowly gives way from a natural cave to a ruins.
Oh.
You can see now, actual architecture and man-made structures, or well, quote unquote man-made.
Okay. Do these structures appear like? Can I make sense of them historically? Like, do they line up to a time period where a certain culture was making this, or is it like completely foreign to me?
Right now it's just a stone, wall, and so it's kind of hard to place it. Could be anything.
Okay. And I don't hear, now that I'm far enough away from all the noise behind us, can I hear anything up ahead?
You can roll for perception.
Okay. Ah,
No, you do not hear anything up ahead.
I can hear the voices in my head saying that something is important ahead, so he motions behind the party to start making their way up towards me.
I suppose so.
I guess come here. And then I point out the more man-made structures up ahead to Garrett-Cool.
Now
Because he's still being
that,
quiet.
and Borakul sort of like silently nods and whispers, "That may be what we're looking for." As Borakul motions Persia to move forward as well.
He's trying to shove the meat shield up front.
The half health meat shield.
Yeah. Not to be confused with a half elf meat shield.
All right.
Moving up.
As we get a little bit closer, I do tug on Perjor's cape, chainmail. I don't know. to kind of like tell him to stop moving so far ahead before he goes in front to kind of check things out.
Parkour.
Parkour. Yeah, Pesci parkours over him.
So as the chamber gets lit up, you can see now that this is an ancient structure, but remarkably well preserved. It's no doubt that this is from the Caldonian Empire, much like the Roman Empire and how many of their structures have managed to survive just due to superior construction. That is how the Caldonian Empire had built their structures.
And Caldonians were what race before? They're not elfin, right?
They're human.
Human, yeah. Okay. And they're not related to the same structures we saw in the beginning with all the Draugr, right?
Right.
Okay.
As Gorakul sort of notices Purzar's sort of wavering health, he decides to heal him.
Feeling a little bit better.
As Gorakul whispers the names of certain constellations, he sort of like presses onto Purzar's back, causing some of the wounds to sort of heal up with only the marks of stars remaining there.
Well, as my father always said, left is always right. So, let's go to the left.
As you
I'm pretty sure right is always right.
As you move to the left, you see a set of doors to either side of the hallway, as well as a stair that leads down to a different level of the dungeon.
As Gorakul sort of like motions everyone to put on their cloth masks, he says, "We can't be too sure if any of the test subjects are in this area."
That's a very good point. Also, DM,
Yeah.
is the society of the structure Caldonians, are they known to place traps in their structures?
Well, any dungeon can have traps, but Caldonians are known more for the quality of their architecture rather than like any specific like traps or secret tunnels, stuff like that.
Okay. So there could be traps, but nothing really too complicated.
Right.
Okay. So I kind of motioned like people to keep an eye out for traps. Just be on the safe side.
Alright, how about opening this door? Is it locked?
As you go to open the door, it is indeed locked.
What kind of lock?
It's a not too complicated old padlock type of lock that Pesci should be able to try and open.
Pesci will try to open it.
Gorakul's going to hold his hand up and says, "Let me check something first." And he holds his ear to the door to see if he hears anything.
Roll for perception. You do not hear anything.
And Gorakul, looking to Pesci, nods as he allows him to pick the lock.
Okay. This is like a sleight of hand.
Yes.
Sleight of hand. What does he roll? He rolls a 12.
Luckily, this is a very simple lock, and you manage to get the lock to click as it snaps open, and the door is now, free.
I push the door open.
Pushing the heavy door open, you see inside a series of cages.
Hmm.
Uh,
Is there any evidence of things being in here recently?
The evidence is that things were in here, but recently is relative, and you're not sure.
are there any clues about what was in here?
You can roll for investigation if you're going to start looking around.
Yeah.
Might as well poke
I'll
around.
I'll roll.
Tease me again with the 20.
Goraku is too focused on finding any spore traces.
You see
Yeah.
Pesci constantly pulling out a notebook and jotting down things as he's looking around. And he's like muttering to himself, yes, this would be very good in a new story. He is flowing through my head right now as he's jotting things down and not actually paying attention.
So Perzor, what you manage to see is little like bedding nests of cloth and hay that look like they were slept in at some point. People, humanoids, medium-sized creatures of some kind had definitely been kept here.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that this is where experiments were happening.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not like, oh, you come down here and look, here are clear signs of, I don't know, a bunch of hamsters.
Right.
All right, how about this one over here?
Also locked.
Pesci, you want to wiggle them fingers a little bit?
He looks up from his notebook and pokes it with his pencil or his chalk thing or whatever he's using to take notes with.
Yeah, and the lock just doesn't budge.
He closes his notebook and puts it down and actually uses both hands this time.
Unfortunately, that was your roll, so
Oh.
no matter how hard you try, you cannot get this lock to open.
Who says
I mean,
rusted shut?
What? I mean, what about just
Goraku
breaking it?
Goraku sort of listens to this one as well.
You don't hear anything. What was that? You said you wanted to break the lock?
Or the door down?
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
a pretty strong dude.
Just
Yeah, you
break
can-
the lock.
You can break.
It's
the lock.
rusted.
Go ahead and roll a strength check.
You got this.
Unfortunately, the lock is just a little bit too strong, and you're unable to break it.
Well then,
Even a
What
rusty
if-
iron lock is still made of iron.
How large is the the loop on the lock? Can I like put a metal bar or something in there and use like a lever system to like break it that way?
Unfortunately, you guys made your roll for that check, so.
Okay.
You guys are forgetting that you have inspiration points as well.
it's a wooden door, right?
It is a stone door.
Oh,
Hmm.
maybe we'll find a key somewhere else.
Maybe. Or maybe we should keep this door locked.
Or cool then sort of
Where?
guides the group to follow him down here.
Let's say, where did I go?
Pesci carefully and saunters into the room and keeping an eye out for any.
Are these torches actually lit?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have any control over what was drawn on the map
Right,
previously, but
That's what I figured, but I thought I'd ask because that would be pretty notable.
yeah, this appears to be some kind of storage area where supplies were kept to keep whatever prisoners were here alive.
Okay.
Uh,
Is there
Are
like
these-
like a what's the word? Like a common spot for like the guards to congregate here?
There are no guards.
Well, I mean, when there were guards,
There were no guards.
there were no guards. So no keys.
Right.
I guess the Caledonians just broke the locks every time they wanted to go into these rooms. Just put new ones on there, guys.
Caledonian's primary export with padlocks.
Padlocks. They never unlock the locks. They just broke the locks.
Oracle's
open.
going to investigate the area as they work on the door.
Yeah, what about these two doors? Are they also locked?
Those two doors are not locked. Again, everything in here is just like moldy food supplies, blankets, barrels of water, things like that.
In all
Poking my
three of
head
these rooms?
through.
Yes,
Things
this
and-
whole area is a storage area.
Okay. Yeah, Pesci was poking his heads in things and moving, opening boxes, realizing everything is moldy and disgusting, and promptly closing the boxes, and then goes, well, think we're set over here, and starts wandering away.
Alright, so storage area over there. Which way now?
Let me say that you might have been a bit wrong with your father's saying, because I believe right is right.
I mean, two lefts make a right. And Pesci kind of prods the door in front of him.
Yes, the door in front of you is indeed locked.
Okay, well, we'll come back to this later. And follows
Alright.
Darkwool. Keeping an ear out, and he quietly is going through, trying to keep Perzor behind him as he's poking his head ahead.
Roll for perception.
Where is perception? There is perception. Okay.
You don't hear anything.
Alright, what's behind door number 1? Is this unlocked?
There's a lock.
Okay. Can I open the lock?
You can try.
Alright.
That seems to be more of an existential question.
It is. Hey!
You,
I like your chances.
you easily open the lock and discover that there is a natural well that is in here where the water supply comes from.
Is the
Does
well
the-
water... Or,
Yeah, is it clean?
Yes, it is potable.
Awesome. Pesci drinks some.
Same. I'm sure I'm thirsty.
Goraku sighs and joins in the drinking.
Yes, taking a short respite, everyone enjoys some cool water. Cool water.
All these opening of locked locks is very
All right.
draws up such a thirst.
So door number 1 is cool water. What about door number 2?
I need a pair of lockpicks is what I need to get.
I need to apparently remind my dice that I have a 17 strength and to stop failing on every single strength check. You're making me look bad.
You need to change your dice.
It's like only strength checks. That's the thing.
Alright. Is this door also locked, DM?
Yes.
Alright. Pesci tries to open it. Sees where he gets.
You open the lock, and inside is another storage area, but this one has casks of wine and fine materials, silver goblets and things like that.
Oh. Is there any... If this is wine, there's probably wine that's been in here for quite a long time.
Yeah, it's probably vinegar by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright, any
sort
really
of like-
interesting looking... Oh, sorry.
Goraku, sort of taking no interest in wine and such, takes a listen to this third door.
Pesci grabs the most interesting looking cloth material.
Okay.
Here's nothing.
Like, Pesci wants the most colorful, like, patchy, like, thing that he can use from this pile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he saunters over with this massive, terrible looking, gaudy piece of clothing on him.
Yeah, it is just a tapestry, but it's the right size to work as like a cloak for you, so you can throw it over your shoulders.
What's behind door number 3?
A lock on the front of it.
Goraku makes way as they go to pick or break it down.
Alright. Pesci. Yeah, I think he really wants this one open. This is... Actually, no.
Inspiration? Oh, no, not inspiration.
Is this... I'm trying to think, because this map is entirely revealed to us, so I kind of see what's behind it, but I don't feel as a player like I want to roll it, but I don't know if Pesci is like... like if he would know to spend the inspiration point, because I feel it's unfair,
It's fine either way, whatever you as a player wants.
Well, I want to roll it with inspiration. But I don't want to feel like I'm cheesing the game. Okay.
Nah.
Roll it with inspiration.
You just managed to pick the lock, and opening up, you see a large room. The next door is already open, and you see that this palatial-like room was probably once a master room for the master of this fortress, dungeon, whatever this place once was. However, now it has been filled with the unusual artistic stylings of a beholder. The paintings and drawings and everything covering the walls are hideous to behold.
Ooh. That sounds really cool, and could be a good use of inspiration for a new one-man show, as Pesci is starting to sketch out every detail about this room.
Gorakul just glances around and says, I'm starting to think that we may be close to finding our lab. As he then turns to look at the chunk.
At the what?
There's a trunk in the corner on the map, but I don't know if that's actually there or not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just everything is filled with, like, the crazy art that the Beholder collected.
I'm going to make an investigation with advantage, using an inspiration point.
Pesci's spending all of his time just sketching everything. He's not actually paying attention to what it is. He just wants to capture it.
Is this door open?
Yeah, he said it was open.
Yes.
Roll the 19.
Yeah, there's like art sculptures in the trunk that are twisted, far realm looking nightmare sculptures.
So, does the 19 do anything?
I just told you.
Ah, so do any of these statues seem to hold any importance?
I wouldn't know how to answer that.
As in, like, arcane wise?
Oh, that way. Well, if you're casting detect magic or something, that's one thing.
Pesci, do you have any detect magic?
He looks up, rather annoyed, from his notebook as he's frantically trying to capture every single piece of everything about this room. Sighs and says, "Yes, I can do that." As he casts Detect Magic on himself.
All of the statues here have a very faint aura of arcane magic around them, but it's more about how they were constructed than actual properties of magic that they contain.
Okay. The statues appear to be exuding properties of magical-based construction, but whether or not they have any magical properties, doesn't appear to be the case.
Might as well hold on to one, just in case. As Gorakul sort of stashes the one that maybe has a relevance to a celestial object or something.
These are all far realm looking things, so none of them look like anything you would ever recognize or associate with anything.
Pesci points, DM. Pesci sees what Gargoyle is looking for, and if he finds one that is the most extreme and gaudy and ridiculous looking one possible, he points at that one to Gargoyle and says, that one over there is related to Beholder, the Beholder goddess of the stars, blurb. That's the one you'll probably be most interested in.
Go ahead and roll for Arcana to see if you would know in order to...
He's making it
point that
up.
out. Oh, okay.
This is him being a nerd.
Yes.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah, it's pretty convincing that, you know something about this.
He didn't point one out that is ridiculous to carry. He just pointed at the most ridiculous looking one.
Right.
Gorakul sort of stares at Pesci and just mutters, "If you like that one, just tell me." And he just picks out the most gaudy looking and ridiculous one out of the group and says, "There, happy?"
Pesci appears happy.
So, what exactly does this gaudy statue look like?
Well, it's a Far Realm thing, so it's almost impossible to describe in words. It is twisted and disfigured and a nightmare looking thing.
So it doesn't look friendly.
Right.
Angoragul sort of mutters to himself. I certainly wouldn't want to meet whatever ever the reference was.
Yes, indeed. That is the impression that you're left with all of the art here, is that whatever it's based on is something that you would never want to see in real life.
Angoragul sort of stashes away the unsightly statue and heads on over to where the main door is.
Last question, DM, since I still have detect magic going for the next couple minutes.
Yes.
Anything else in this room, including in the bedroom, that appears magical?
No, it just all appears to have been tainted by the beholder's magic.
Okay. And let me know when that detect magic runs out as he makes his way back over to the big door.
Yes, sir.
Angoragul sort of examines the door and checks it to see if he can hear anything. Perception.
Again, you hear nothing.
Does the door appear magical with the detect magic?
The door
Or
does
detect.
not appear magical, however, you are detecting magic coming from up in the beyond the door.
Okay. So he says, Pesci relays that information. Door itself not magical, probably not trapped, but something behind it definitely is exuding magic.
Can you open it?
It's locked.
Correct.
Pesci attempts to open it.
Is it just another simple padlock?
This is a double padlock, but yeah.
Can I give myself bardic inspiration?
Can I
Yes.
take 20?
No.
Pesci will give himself bardic inspiration as he says, "Come on, Pesci, you can do this." As he psychs himself up. Make sure I'm targeting myself.
Stop targeting yourself.
Okay. And
So, hold on. In order to do this right, I can quickly do this. Oh, give me 1 second.
it looks like I got a bardic inspiration feature that popped up on.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you the actual dice. Just 1 second. I just gotta remember what the syntax is for the skill.
I can just roll a
You
decent
could, but I like to do this. Okay, it is just skill. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was skill or if it was SKLL and like leaving out the I.
It's a D8 right now, so I can roll a D8 before.
Ah, but there is no need when I have this. All right, there you go.
Cool. I then go ahead and spend a point of inspiration because there's stuff magical behind it.
See? Auto rolls it all for you.
Nice.
And so as you open the lock, the door swings open and you see a long hall, but now you can hear the crackling of arcane energies coming from up ahead.
Stay on the alert, everyone. As Goracle sort of tightens his cloth mask.
Pesci draws the gaudy tapestry closer around himself as he goes down the hall.
All right, how about this door?
That door is open.
Oh snap! What's
What do we
inside?
Inside, you see a huge altar that appears to be some kind of resting place for a giant creature.
Would be troubling.
Does it look like something that has been used recently, or
No, this appears to be
an
some
ancient
kind.
resting place?
Yeah, this is an ancient resting place.
As in, do like a sarcophagus where I think the creature might still be inside, or a sacrificial altar where I think a large creature may have been killed on top.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's a sarcophagus where there's anything inside. It's more like a slab of stone where something was laid, interned here.
All right,
Oracle is going to roll an Arcana.
What are you trying to determine?
Like if it has any sort of importance to an arcane ritual or something.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks as though it was not used for anything like that.
Yeah, Goracle sort of looks at it and turns to the others and says, whatever importance it has, it isn't really being used right now in any arcane ritual or anything. As he sort of steps away.
I don't know. I can't think of any reason why Pesci would want to investigate this thing further.
Bitey doesn't want to investigate any of this.
Okay. Pesci carefully and slowly and stealthily approaches the last remaining door.
Yes, as you walk down the stairs, you see a large set of doors. These appear to be arcane locked.
Ooh. Uh, Pesci doesn't have anything that he can use to help with that. Is his detect magic still up, or is that worn off?
That's worn off by now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to spend any more spell slots on that if I don't have to. Can I determine anything about these locks?
Just that they are magical in nature.
And Goracle sort of examines the lock and is going to roll an arcane to see what he knows.
Can I assist Garrickle in this at all?
Yes.
I am assisting you, Garrickle.
Indeed, you are. Is that? Are you going to roll or
I don't know what I have to roll.
You roll
Just roll.
Arcana.
Alright. I roll Arcana.
Just enough.
24.
No, 19. So you can tell that these are magical locks that protect the door.
Any hint on how to unlock the locks?
Like disrupt the runes.
Yeah, you would have to dispel the magic on the locks or have a magical key.
Which we haven't found.
I suggest we go check the other rooms for this key.
I mean, we checked the other rooms, right?
Yes.
So
So that
there was
means
another path that we had. There's another fork back. Maybe we should take a look at the fork.
I feel like whatever we're looking for is behind this door.
We don't know that 100%, but there is some powerful magic back there.
There's proof that this could be the laboratory of the beholder. The far realm objects. This is clearly the beholder's territory.
Correct.
True.
Which means that the key should. We haven't found the key here. We just need to search harder.
I mean, unless the key isn't in this part, if the beholder had it on him, or I mean, even if the beholder had gone crazy and lost the key eons ago.
You can always try picking the lock anyway.
What would be that? A sleight of hand check?
Yes.
All right. Pesci. I'm assuming Bitey Slayer made that comment.
Yes.
Pesci looks at Bitey Slayer and says, okay, I shall play into your performance and see if I can pull one off. As he rolls, and rolls a 2.
As you go to pick the lock, you take 15 points of arcane damage.
Angoracle watches this and says, a slight suggestion again, we should be looking for the key. Angoracle heads over to continue looking for it. So I'm going to roll an investigation check to find the key.
Okay, so you can roll an investigation check, but you've already investigated, so there's something else, something that you're missing.
Pesci needs to take a short rest.
There's
after
what?
That really hurt. Do you mind if we take a short rest?
I mean, probably the best place to take that rest would be back there where the that well is.
Pesci follows Perzor back to the well. Takes a short rest.
Use some of the hit die.
Yeah, by all means. Here, let me hook you guys up with a short rest.
Think. Yeah, so I regained Bardic Inspiration as part of that short rest as well. Nice. Is anyone going to spend hit dice?
I don't have any hit dice to spend.
Okay. Then I guess I'll just spend it on myself. So Pesci targets himself and uses Song of Rest. Wait, would this also affect other people as well?
Yeah, but
Regardless?
only if they're spending hit dice.
Gotcha. And I roll. Okay.
Where's my hit dice?
Do you have any left?
I have none.
Then you never regenerated them. We never got a full long rest.
No, we haven't. Because in doing so, it'd mess up. Like there are timing implications, is what we've talked about before. Of
These are the
Of a
first hit dice.
time.
yeah. Time implications of actually like what's going on with the rest of the world.
Correct.
I never spent hit dice so far, so these are the first hit dice he spent. Okay. So there's something we missed. There was a fork in the back that we passed. And
Would you like your once a month DM hint?
I'll leave that up to the party.
Sure.
Sure.
It has to do with the statues.
I would assume that you would have. Okay. Because the statues have the beholder energy. Yeah. Okay.
So the key has to do with the statues.
Correct.
Pesci comes back over to the room. Is there a statue that looks like a beholder?
Oh yeah, you weren't there for that, were you?
There is not a statue that looks like a beholder.
There are statues where we fought beholders. Right? Isn't that?
Goracle says
the other statues where the dead beholders were? Yeah, no, not those. I mean the statues that you found in the room.
Yeah. So is there a statue of something that is not part of the Far Realm?
Maybe we have to bring the statues as maybe the statues are the keys. The statues themselves.
Or just one of them.
Yeah, so just let's grab some statues and figure out which one works.
let's grab all the statues and see which one works.
How many statues are there?
Like 10.
I mean, if the one possible downside of process of elimination here is if using a key incorrectly does 3d8 worth of damage.
Yeah, that'd be, the only, danger.
Pesci grabs 2 statues, one for each hand, and brings them back over to this corner, but does not proceed further.
Yeah, everybody will follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pesci says to Garapul, I think that statue of Blorblob is the one that might do the trick, because, something to do with stars.
I doubt it. And Goracle sort of sets all helps set all the statues one after another to see what each one looks like.
Well, again, they're beyond description.
Algorical sort of stumbles to himself. Okay. We have undescribable statues that we can't even describe what shape they are. How are we going to determine which is the right one?
Is one of them magical?
They're all magical.
But only touched by magic.
Is one of them more magical than the others?
Not one of them exuded more magical energy than the others.
Correct.
And they all exuded the same magical energy.
As we approach the locks, does one of them begin to resonate a little bit more as it gets closer to the magic?
You can roll for perception.
All right, let's roll for
I'll
perception.
roll for perception.
You don't.
Pesci
feel
was
anything.
too intimidated by the door. Pesci tosses the statue at the door.
As you toss the statue at the door, it shatters and breaks open. Inside is a key.
Oh,
Also, you can have a point of inspiration for that.
just hear like this little gnome scream as he tosses one at the door because he doesn't want to approach the door.
And Gorakul sort of says, "You're fortunate that actually worked." And Gorakul sort of holds the key in his hand and sort of examines it.
It's a twisted.
What does the key look like?
It's a twisted, knotted, mangled mess of a key that doesn't look like any key you've ever seen.
Oh yes, this certainly is an arcane key. I can't even understand its logic. And Gorakul, sort of looking at the others, says, "Now let's see if it works." And puts the key in the keyhole.
Clicking the lock open, the key does indeed work.
And Gorakul, sort of looking to the others, and says, "I think that works." And Gorakul then says, "Does anyone care to open it? Someone that maybe could take a blow if a blow happens?"
Everybody just turns and looks at Perzor.
Sure.
We got your back. Go for it.
We'll provide any healing or buffs.
Sure, I unlock the door.
All right. As you open the door, inside you see a hexagonal chamber filled with strange arcane like probes, rods that crackle with a purple energy.
Gorakul sort of looks at this room and goes to pull an arcane check on these statuettes.
I'm not sure exactly how comfortable I feel just walking into a room crackling with purple arcane energy.
Yeah, ooh, and it's actually crackling. Pesci stands back and observes Garakul.
Does a 19 do anything?
For what?
Arcane check.
The arcane energy is dangerous. That's what you would know.
No sort of specifics or anything?
Like what?
Like what kind of magic it is producing?
That's something that you would need detect magic or identify for.
Gorakul sort of looks to Pesci and says, "Care to do the whole detect magic thing again?"
Well, it'd be identify to like clearly identify it.
Pesci looks around and says, "Sure, I've been in a beholder's laboratory long enough to get an idea of what's behind this beholder's motivations." As he saunters into the room, as now he has a performance to enact, and casts detect magic on himself.
Yes, indeed. There is a lot of magic going on here.
Any specific school, or is it just like overwhelming magic?
It's overwhelming magic from no school that you can identify.
Okay, so if Pesci's gonna roll with the punches, you go, yes, I see. Yes. And he looks like he's gonna say something, and then just stops. And hangs there for a moment.
During that time, Gorakul, sort of seeing the eye things, decides use one of the to sort of tear a piece of Pesci's cloak and sort of try and cover the eye with it, like try and toss the cloak onto the eye stalk statue.
Don't touch my tapestry.
I'm trying to figure something out here.
You toss the tapestry up onto one of the rods, the probes.
Yep.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Is there actually that writing that's there on the ground?
Yes.
What if I scuff the writing? Just a little bit.
Gorakul sort of looks to him and says, "I wouldn't suggest doing that."
Why not?
No.
Could
Let
be
him do it. It'll be funny.
Could be a protective seal of sorts, like whatever could step out of there could cause massive damage.
I'm not really stepping into it. I'm just scuffing it a little bit. Maybe this is the thing that's powering everything else.
Pesci pats Perzor on the back and says, "I agree with Perzor here. I think he should step
Or
up."
you could accidentally release an arcane fiend of some sorts.
That's what initiative's
No. It's okay. Let him do it. I think it's a good idea. He pats him on the back and uses bardic inspiration.
for. All right, I'm gonna scuff the words on the ground.
As you begin to
Steps back.
Also steps back.
as you begin to deface the arcane runes in the circle, suddenly the energy crackling from the probes becomes chaotic and disrupted, and it begins to fly all around the room.
I'm gonna walk out of the room.
Everybody in the room takes.
Not in the room.
Not in the room either.
Everybody's in the room. Takes
Oh.
No, I'm not.
takes 27 points of damage. Yes, everyone was in the room.
Ouch.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm unconscious.
Perzer falls unconscious as the energy strikes him.
This isn't good.
I took almost all but 1 HP in that.
Yeah, Bitey's almost down.
Wait, my maximum hit points are 47?
You have more hit points than I do?
I guess I do. I thought I had 29 because that's what's on my character sheet.
And Gorakul also falls unconscious as the energy hits him.
Okay. I say to Garakul,
He's
that was it.
unconscious.
Yeah, but I'm casting Healing Word,
Ah,
which
okay.
is a verbal thing.
I got you.
Says, that was electrifying, wouldn't you say, Garakul? As he casts Healing Word.
Ugh.
And then Pesci, or not Pesci, Perzor, you also are unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, Bitey Slayer also got hit hard by that. Yeah, let's not do that again. Hey, Garakul, do you think you can help Perzor over there?
Gorakul?
Yeah?
They're asking if you can heal Perzor.
Ah, got it.
Don't forget to take your spell slot.
I won't forget.
Hey, I'm not unconscious anymore. What happened?
Well, your messing of the runes caused an arcane. How do I say the right words?
Backlash.
A domino effect, yes.
Oh, I could have gone either way. Who could have known?
Can we decipher the runes on the floor here?
You can roll Arcana to see if you can.
Can I assist Garakul in trying to decipher these runes?
Yes.
I will assist Garakul in trying to decipher these runes.
Once again, just enough.
Unnatural 20.
Yes. These runes are runes of sealing.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was a bad idea to try to get rid of these runes.
Well, I mean, if I had known that y'all could just read it.
Right?
I realized we could read it until we decided to try to read them.
Fighter here. I don't know what magic stuff can do. Is it really my fault if the magic users decided not to use the power of read?
Now, I don't know if beholders can actually read.
You're not a beholder.
Exactly. I was trying to behave as one, and I assumed, because I haven't seen any evidence of them reading, that they can't read.
They have all those eyes. You think one of them can't read?
They can read, and it's just that you can't read.
As he's writing down notes in his book. I could read in between the lines with that comment, Garakul.
Right.
Is there anything else about this room that could assist us in determining the origins of the spore?
You're not sure based off of what you were able to see, but now the room is still filled with that crackling energy. Like, you guys all fell back after, everything, so you're not continuing to take the damage, but the room is still filled with that crackling energy. So if you enter back into it, you might take more damage.
Okay.
So I guess the next question
You
then
just
is,
had to mess up the runes, didn't you?
I didn't exactly hear you guys telling me not to. What I heard was, "Oh yeah, go ahead, do it."
I
tell him
said
to do
not
it.
to.
I told him to do it.
I heard it both ways.
And Gorakul just sort of slaps his head and says, well, now we can't even go into that room without taking a fistful of arcane damage.
I mean, unless we figure out how to whatever is causing the source of this arcane damage, isn't it? I mean, it seems like it's being channeled from somewhere to be held here by that seal. That's what you said. It was a seal of holding, seal of what?
Yeah, it's runes of sealing.
Yeah, runes of sealing. That's what it was. Not a seal of rooming.
Wait, sealing, or as Pesci points up to the ceiling, sealing.
If it's a rune of sealing, that means that it's being sealed in from somewhere. So if we can turn off the hose, so to speak, or turn off the spigot, then all the extra water coming out of the hose wouldn't be there to wash us away as we tried to grab at it like a dog trying to drink from a fire hose.
Is this safe logic? Do I need to roll an arcane to figure this out?
To do what?
To see if his logic is right.
Well, I guess I'm not sure what the plan was, so could you maybe reiterate it?
My plan is to find whatever, all this arcane energy is coming from somewhere.
That's what I thought. He's just saying try to find where it's coming from,
Any ideas of where it might be coming from?
Oh, the light's working now. I'm actually casting shadow.
Nice.
Do we simply try and go over?
I mean, my guess would be that giant statue place. The other giant portal that was crackling with purple energy. Those two things are probably linked in some way.
Yeah.
Pesci's up for breaking things.
I mean, I think that's pretty much where we're at now. It seems unlikely that we're going to go through there anymore as an escape measure, which was the only reason we were keeping it active to begin with.
Gorakul just sort of wanders out and just sort of is in a thought process if this is the case is that the portal and this thing are connected and the portal is producing the energy.
Are we following Garakul? Is that the idea?
I don't remember exactly where it was.
Pesci wasn't here for that, so although Pesci is looking at the two pathways that are here and is interested in taking a look through them.
I mean, we might as well while we're here, right?
That's what Pesci was thinking.
Yeah, so, you know,
Carefully and stealthily going around.
yeah, I unfortunately don't have that part of the map there, so there's nothing over there.
Oh, there's just a wall. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. There's just a wall
So,
here.
does the arcane roll of like trying to figure out if the energy is the same?
Oh, the energy is the same.
But is it the source?
Uh, that's how can I answer that?
I don't know. Just Oracle is just trying to figure out what to do next. He's been trying to find the cure, but it seems like whatever he's trying to do isn't being useful, and he's just very, very much confused of where to go next.
Well, like Perzor said, there is the statue room.
Oracle sighs and says, "All right,
I am
let's head to
interested
that."
in seeing the statues. Pesci has not seen the statues yet.
Oracle sort of leads them to the portal room.
Oh, Pesci, you would have loved that giant alligator.
Would I? Interesting. Is there like a giant alligator carcass on the way?
Yes, it's
Huh.
it's undead.
Pesci says, nope, would not have enjoyed that at all. Facts.
So as you approach the portal is lit up and activated, and stepping through it is a hideous, tentacle-filled, dragon-like creature that slips through. As this monstrous creature rears its head back, it blasts everyone in sight with psychic energy, and that is where we draw to a close for this session of Dragons of War. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good
Good
gaming.
gaming.